How's it going, guys? Nordic Warrior here, back with a post-fight review. So, Josh Warrington beats the crap out of Kiko Martinez in the rematch. Thoroughly dominates him from start to finish and stops him in the 7th round. This was an interesting fight. It was a fight that was shaping up to be a really good one. Kiko Martinez, despite being dominated and losing every round, he's the type of fighter who you can never fully write off. You know, he was always in the fight in the sense that he'd be losing the rounds, but every now and then he would land something. And, Warrington was using up a lot of energy, so the fight was really tense in that sense, in the sense that you knew at any moment Martinez could land something. But I got the sense watching this fight from the first round on that Josh Warrington wanted to really make a statement with this fight. He wasn't content to just beat Martinez and win the title. He wanted to win the fight as impressively as possible. And in the first round, there was a clash of heads midway through the round which opened a cut on Martinez's eye. And that's something that's a recurring theme with Warrington, and I'm starting to wonder if that's going to be a problem throughout his career, because let's not forget that happened in the Mauricio Lara rematch, and it happened in the Lee Selby fight, so it's not the first time it's happened. So maybe the head clashes are something that needs to be really looked at with Warrington. I'm not saying that they were intentional, but he's very reckless coming forward with his head, and he was a bit overzealous in the first round. And after causing the cut with the head clash, shortly after, Warrington landed a left hook, which dropped Martinez, and he was really badly hurt. And I actually thought he was going to stop him. Warrington went right at him like he was Mike Tyson, and backed Martinez up to the ropes and was just going for it. He was looking for the first round stoppage. He was really digging those hooks and uppercuts to the body and throwing them in combinations. And I've been talking about for a long time on this channel that I believe Warrington is actually one of the most underrated fighters in boxing. He's a very, very good inside fighter. He's very good at getting in there, jostling for position, switching his stances a little bit, and just fiddling his way to a victory on the inside. Like, he's one of these guys who's very, very astute on the inside. He's not your typical British fighter, and I really think he's underrated. And the thing that impresses me about Warrington is, even though he's not a puncher, and of course he looked like a puncher in this fight, but typically he's not a puncher. He's a guy who usually goes the distance and wins his fights on work rate. And a lot of people, due to his low knockout percentage, a lot of people see him as just an effort fighter, a guy who goes in there and outworks you. But I think there's a lot more to it than that. I think he's technically very good. He can go in the ring against a much bigger puncher than him, somebody who's physically stronger than him, but he's able to manhandle them inside, and he's able to, like I said, jostle for position inside and get the better of them. And he's very good at shortening his punches, and he's very accurate. He's got a very good high guard. And he's just a nightmare to deal with for anybody, all right? I mean, guys like Lee Selby and Carl Frampton and guys like that were considered the favourites over him, I believe. And those guys were much bigger punchers with much more experience. But he was able to convincingly outbox both of them. So I've always been impressed by Warrington. And judging by what I saw from this fight, he seems to be hitting a bit harder. Like, I think he's turning over his punches more. So It was a very good performance by Warrington. He dominated the fight from start to finish. Like I said, I'm a little bit put off by the head clashes. I think that's something that really needs to be looked at. I think the referees for Warrington's future fights need to tell him, hey, listen, watch that head. Stop being so gun ho on the inside. Coming forward. Because he comes forward with a tight guard, but he sort of leans in with the head while he's trying to work inside. And there was a couple of cuts on Martinez. One of them was actually right here on his forehead, and that was on the replay. It was clearly caused by a headbutt, so that's something that needs to be looked at. But putting the headbutts aside, it was a dominant performance. Josh Warrington completely dominated the fight from start to finish. But like I said, Martinez, the guy's a warrior. He was always in there. He was always looking to land that one shot, and he was always dangerous. We know that Martinez is a puncher. We know that he's coming off some momentum with that knockout win over Galahad. But Warrington's a better fighter than Galahad. I've said that from day one. And I thought it was a good performance, all things considered. But yeah, like I said, the head clashes, that's something that needs to be looked at. I don't like that. But congratulations to Josh Warrington, becomes a 2-time champion. He needs to get that Lara thing out the way. Just fight Mauricio Lara again. He'll beat Lara in the third fight, I've no doubt. A lot of people think that he won't, but I think he will. He'll beat that guy handily. He just needs to shut people up with that one. Get that fight out the way, beat Lara this time. Clear up the controversy there, and I look forward to seeing him fight Lee Wood sometime in the near future. They could have that fight in a stadium in Nottingham or Leeds. So yeah, good performance by Warrington. I don't really know what else to say, but yeah, sucks for Kiko Martinez, but the guy's been around a long time. He's been a multiple-time world champion, and he's fought the best guys in the division time and time again, and he'll probably come back. He'll probably get another shot at a title sometime in the future, unless he decides to call it a day. So yeah, good performance by Warrington, all things considered. I look forward to seeing where he goes from here. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and God bless.